Into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of... Here we go. To the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of... Here we go. To the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind...
Welcome to the Dan and Dave Mindset. My name's Dan.
I'm Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty
Are
good.
you talking to me or are you talking to the listeners?
I'm talking to everybody. Well, I already know you're doing pretty good. So
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah.
How y'all doing out there? I'm Dave.
They sound great.
As usual. You're like, what's going on now?
Like, you need better content. Yeah. So, Dave, what's on your mind?
Again. It's not what's on my mind. It's what's on your mind. It's something you brought up when I came over tonight. So I'll let you.
Oh, all right. Well, friend of mine, Caryn Freed. She's
Caryn?
Caryn, yeah. It's
Like the spice?
curry. I don't think it's like that.
Caryn, isn't it like a?
It's spelled like Karen with a C though, and a Y instead of an E. It's pronounced Caryn.
Huh.
She gets Karen a lot.
Hmm.
She's not a big fan of that.
Okay.
Why? So her name, because it's not her name.
Okay.
If you called me something else,
But if it's not, I mean, if you don't know her, I mean, how can you like?
well, I will say it's funny. It's pretty funny the number of people who have heard her introduced and then call her Karen afterwards.
Gotcha. Well, like Ashlynn, my daughter Ashlynn is introduced as Ashlynn, and still people all the time call her Ashley.
Really?
All the time, still. I mean, which is sort of
See,
in the same thing because
yeah, that's not her name.
it's just because Ashlynn's not that much. At least, yeah, it's. I think it's more prevalent now, but
I think it'd be something that for me would be. It's something that I would notice. I think just because my brother's name is Ashley, and so I would notice a derivative or a variation. Or
and most of the time Ashlynn's like, whatever. It's just like okay, but I'm the one that's like always like it's Ashlynn.
are you?
Ashlynn,
So why do
yeah.
you get offended?
Because I named her.
Ah, all right.
So
Did
but
you?
Well, me and her mother did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
All right. Was it whose idea was it to go with Ashlyn?
both of ours actually.
You like separately came up with Ashlyn?
No,
Really?
we like we were sitting there, and I don't know how. I can't tell you how exactly it came up, but we were sitting here like trying to think of a different names, and somehow Ashlyn came up. So, and when you say if Ashlyn, people, I guess I can easily assume people Ashley. Like I said,
yeah.
Ashlyn's not that common of a name, so
Yeah.
although it's very common now that I see.
I'm hearing of more Ashlyns.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think your daughter was the first Ashlyn that I ever met.
Yeah.
So Caryn, she runs Freed Video Production. It's a local video production company. So she's in this business networking group I'm in. It's called CaerusNet, and I do that with my brother's company, Akea Web Solutions. So look at all this name dropping I get to do right now. So she's one of the people I met through there. Anyway, so she's filming this. She was filming this seminar or something tonight. It's hosted by local Dr. Wycough. He's used to, from what I hear from some other people, from this guy Dan David actually, who's also in my business networking group. He talked about him yesterday, which is funny because I hadn't really heard of him, and now she's talking about him. But Dr. Wycough used to be one of the upper people in at Sparrow Hospital, and but he was also interested in natural remedies and things like that. And ultimately, he left that to start his own natural remedy practice. So he's got a lot of, he's got extensive knowledge on both sides of this, kind of chasm about these two things. So I believe he was hosting this event with this somebody. I guess their name is Dr. Chi, which makes you feel funny, I think. But it was about the little half moon thing that's on your fingernails. It's I looked it up earlier.
On some people's fingernails, am I right?
Well,
Okay.
what? Hold on. It's lanula, is what it's called. I believe that's the correct pronunciation.
Like the over whitish.
Yeah, it's a little half moon whitish area at the bottom of your fingernail.
Right.
Where where your fingernail starts to grow out of your fingers.
Cuticle.
Yeah, by the cuticle. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that's correct as well. So they're just talking about the lanula and what its various placements or existences on your body can signify about you. I shouldn't go into a lot of detail.
Health-wise.
Health-wise, yeah. I'll read just the just what she originally posted, which caught my eye, and
Got you paranoid.
That ultimately got me paranoid. She goes, "Do you have half moons on each fingernail? You shouldn't have one on your pinky fingernail. Are you missing them on any other fingernails?" And this actually sparked quite a conversation on Facebook today. Dave and I discussed it. I've got them on all of my fingers, both thumbs, everything. Dave, you have them...
Only my thumbs.
Only your thumbs. Now, so everyone's like the first person's like, yes, my ring finger, is that bad? You know, like, and she's like, well, I don't know, because she's still filming the thing and didn't know everything yet. And everyone's like telling them what they have, and
paranoid.
We're all paranoid now. Like, I have them on all my fingers. Am I gonna die? Like, so I don't have any answers myself. When I Googled, what it meant to have lanula on all of my fingers, it suggested that I have liver disease, kidney disease, something else, and heart failure. I feel fine.
Heart failure or potential heart failure?
It said heart failure was all it said. And I
Too
checked.
late.
It's
Too
still
late.
beating. It's basically like you would have been fine until you realized
That's
it. And now it's...
Now that you read this, you're dead.
Now you're dead. Yeah. So yeah, I'll find out later what it means. I don't know at this time. Apparently the doctor did not go into why they shouldn't be on your pinkies. And said that if you have them on your pinkies, that you have to stay after the seminar and he'll talk to you. So I don't know what that means. It kind of freaked me out a little bit.
You stay after the seminar. Give me $100 and
I'll tell you. See, yeah. So then
I'll give you this pill. And you're all set.
So then Dave was like, "Yeah, we could do a show about old wives' tales." And
I know you don't.
I took
Offense to that.
I know
slightly.
Because I said the word homeopathic earlier, and Dave, what was your reaction to me saying just the word homeopathic?
It was a look. It wasn't like a. And not that I'm totally against. Not that I think the whole holistic kind of thing is illegit. Because I believe a lot of that is legit. A lot of stuff works, but it depends on who it comes from. For me,
I'm the same way.
because I've just seen people, met people, and stuff like that who present it in a way where it's like, dude, I can't even take you seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not only, unfortunately, because of media, movies, all that kind of stuff, the way they present it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That sort of thing. So. Yeah, I'm cautious when it comes to, stuff like that. So
yeah.
I totally believe in that. I mean, I'm for that kind of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I've tried it, I've done it. I still think there's stuff out there but I just don't like I don't like the way it's presented a lot. Most of the time, I don't like the way it's presented in such a way. It's like I can't even take you seriously.
It sounds goofy. And like seems very clearly ridiculous
Yeah.
the way some people talk about it.
Present it.
And the way some people present certain aspects of things, and certainly the things they're suggesting seem pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I take a little bit of both. You know, I'm not 100% either way. I don't think Dave is either. 100%, you know, straight medical community, or 100%, you know, natural, you know, remedies or whatever. I think both have their strong points and both have their weak points.
Yeah. I mean, with me, with my anxiety and OCD and stuff like that, I mean, at first I tried doing a lot of the holistic aspect of it, with like, you know, they
Like
have
dietary,
which believe me, still now, the like St. John's wort and stuff like that, stuff like that. I tried that, but it just wasn't enough because I'm a bit more. I need more
advanced.
Yeah, I'm a bit more advanced in my anxiety than I need more. So, when I started taking like medication, it like brought my anxiety down a lot. But also dietary, which I think has a lot to do with the holistic part of everything too. Dietary alone is a holistic thing, I think. So like caffeine, you know what I mean, exercise, all that kind of stuff has a lot to do with it. So, so that's why when I hear holistic, people are trying to shove like stuff,
like magic crystals and things in your.
Yeah, that's when I get. Yeah, that's when I'm like, eh.
Well, I mean, I remember when you started doing the like the supplements and stuff like that, and there was a small change.
Yeah.
But for you, it definitely, you know, pharmaceuticals made a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I would never try to talk you out of that.
Just so you people know, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, he's not crazy. He's my friend.
Yeah, that's right.
So for me, I'm not knowing any of the details of what was being talked about, but a little bit of the stuff I read online seemed interesting. Like, it was more like these things aren't there and causing any of these issues. They're just indications of things you might have. I don't know, because as I recall, I've always had my lanulas on all 5 of my fingers on each hand. I don't remember them ever being any different, and so I would need a lot more information before I would feel comfortable being like, oh, this is an indication that I'm, you know, at risk for these things.
Right.
Unless, you know, maybe it's a description of this is things that are, you know, generally wrong in your family line or whatever, then it might make a little more sense. But it's a fascinating subject to me.
It is. I mean, to me, it is too, man. 'Cause, I mean, stuff like that seems sort of legit to me because but it makes me wonder, how they come to these conclusions. And I'm not putting down like science and doctors and all that kind of stuff to where they sit there and they put these do these tests to see, like, for, you know, 50 years or whatever, to sit there and say, to look at these people with these, you know what I mean, that sort of thing, like to figure
You're
out
talking about regular doctors.
Yeah, to sit there and figure out, like, because this guy had this for so long means that he has, and I'm sure there's, because science is so beyond me. It's so crazy. It's awesome to me, but so crazy at the same time that they could sit there and look at like somebody's pinky nail and their whatever, and sit there and say, "Well, this would be a possibility. You might have liver disease." That sort of thing. It's like crazy.
Yeah. Well, and that, yeah, okay. So I was getting a little confused because I thought you were going the opposite side of that kind of thing and not looking at that as science so much.
That has to be.
I mean, I would call it still science.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what they've recognized a pattern and, you know, documented it or whatever, I assume, and that's where they come up with these things. Like any other, you know, application of science in other medical ways and whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things like reflexology. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
All right, and that's for that's like the mapping of your foot to
Right.
your entire body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just telling other people now.
Okay.
So like a certain spot on your foot, if you talk to like a massage therapist, they'll talk about
Mostly Asian.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's an Asian.
Is it?
I think it mostly came from Asia.
That would make sense because been around forever.
Mm.
So, but yeah, like if you've got a problem in one area, there's a certain spot on your foot that you massage it and it eases issues in other areas. There is some sort of mapping with things in your like if you look at your iris. Yeah, and this I know even less about, but like if you look in your iris and there's like a dark spot or something, or an irregularity of some kind.
What's your iris? The color?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you can find like in one of my eyes there's a little irregularity. There's a little spot where there's no color. It's just black, or it's like really dark anyway. And if I were to ask somebody who studies this sort of thing, they would have a theory for it anyway, at least, that this refers to some sort of defect somewhere else. And that's apparently a thing. It's very fascinating to me.
Well, according to that whole thing, because I have blue eyes, that's a defect.
Having blue
Just
eyes?
having blue eyes is a defect.
I've heard that before. I don't know. I don't understand why.
I've looked it up, and somebody told me, and they were like saying it, and I took it. I was insulted by it. So I have blue eyes. My daughters have blue eyes. My mom has. You know what I mean? All this other kind of stuff. So I took it as an insult, like we were
freaks.
Yeah, like we were less than everybody else or whatever. But I guess it's actually, I'd have to look it up again. But basically, it's like it's a defect, but not like in a negative way. But like basically, people that have blue eyes can actually trace themselves back and all this other kind of stuff to like this certain
certain set of people or something.
Yeah, basically, and
well, what about my green eyes?
I
Same
guess,
thing.
I don't think it. No, it's not green. It's blue.
I thought it was like a recessive gene thing or something.
It's blue, in general. I mean, I'm not in general. I mean, it's specifically in blue. Blue eyes to say that there's like a defect, and I'm not in a negative way, but just like some kind of thing where it, like the pigmentation or whatever you want to call it went off. To the side or whatever.
See, I thought I had heard something like most babies are born with blue eyes and then they change to their final color later.
Exactly.
So you just have baby eyes.
I'll take that as a compliment. Because I have blue eyes. My mom has blue eyes. I think my sister does. But my other sister and my dad.
And his brother before him.
That's right.
I think Ash has blue eyes.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Andy has brown eyes, but I'm told that can't be true because I have green eyes and both my parents have green eyes. And supposedly, if both of your parents have green eyes, they cannot have a child with brown eyes. But Andy looks like both of them, so... And I'm, maybe I'll have to delve. Maybe he's got green eyes too. I just always thought he had brown eyes. I've been meaning to ask him the last several times I've seen him. I keep forgetting, or just looking at his eyes and seeing myself, but I keep forgetting to do that.
I always think of people with brown hair to have brown eyes.
Do you?
Dark hair, dark complexion, have dark eyes.
What about blonde people? You just assume blue eyes?
No, I never assume anything with. Yeah, the perfect race. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah. I was just doing a little Nazi check on you.
But usually
You've passed the Nazi test. You're not a
like
Nazi.
I said, my sister has dark hair and has dark eyes.
You've got this kind of
I'm light.
lightish.
I'm light like my mom's like wicked light.
Yeah.
Like Irish, straight from Ireland.
Yeah. You've got this interesting mixture of like blonde and brown hair going on.
So, well, I have brown hair, yeah.
So brown? Is
but
just
I'm
brown?
so wicked light skinned in comparison.
Yeah.
So, same thing with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to, so anyway.
So, yeah, I don't know. What other old wives' tales came to mind for you?
None of those are wives' tales.
No, I know, but okay, right. But originally you had said old wives' tale when I brought up
I
the
don't even
fingernail
know how
thing.
they even came up, because it's not even like...
Well, because I said the fingernail thing, and you said, "Oh, that's an old wives' tale." We should talk
Yeah,
about
I don't know. That's not like a...
it. It was just, it was funny to me that you jumped right to that,
Yeah.
and I had barely even started talking about it, which to me suggested that you had sort of a bias against more natural,
Yeah.
which I thought would make for interesting conversation because I kind of have a bias towards.
Me too at first, but I was like, no, I'm like,
You don't want to look like a jerk because I believe the other way more.
I just can't think of anything now. I can't think of any
Just like something with soup or something.
soup.
I don't know. Yeah. There was well, like like if your hair's wet and you go outside and it's cold, you get a cold.
Actually, this is funny, and in the Philippines, they will not
recommend getting your head wet.
They will not go outside in the rain because they think they will get a cold like that.
Really?
It's like you always see a Filipino, rain or shine, well, in the sun because it's hot. They don't want to get a tan because they don't need one. They'll have, and to keep the heat off, they'll have that. But also, they will not
An umbrella.
They will not go out in the rain because they believe that as soon as the rain hits, they will get sick.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Huh.
So that's old wives' tale, superstition, whatever.
Yeah.
Which I found very interesting because they will even go over it's funny. Not funny like.
Yeah. That was funny though. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think we ended up talking about all the other stuff. I'll be interested to find out more about this eye thing, though. About what
the
you were
colors,
saying. Yeah. Maybe it will turn out to be an old wives' tale. Or, I'm sure somebody, maybe Ben Brown, probably knows a couple hours worth of information to tell us about these things.
That's right. Chrissy, get on that. Huh?
Yeah, she can find out. I'm sure she'll hear about it if she mentioned it to him. Yeah. But I don't know. I personally found that pretty fascinating, and I would like to know more about it. So, if somebody wants to do the research for us and let us know, that would be great. Anyway, anything you want to say before we call it a show?
I'm good.
You are good, Dave.
Thank you.
Appreciate that about you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you've been listening to the Dan and Dave Mindset. My name's Dan.
I'm Dave. Peace.